These are going to range from this is pretty cute, go check it out, from in tier 1 all the way to tier 4, which is I do not. Don't you dare go looking at it. I mean, if you're an adult, you can make your own decisions. If you're not an adult, what the are you doing here? Get out. Get out. If you're not an adult, get out. If you're a parent and you're hearing this and this isn't you watching it, you run to your kid's room right now and get them off this video. Thank you. Hey y'all, I promise at some point I will get a better camera, so apologies for now. We are gathered here today to go over an unhinged subreddit iceberg that I made. There may already be one out there somewhere, but I couldn't find a video on one, so I figured maybe it didn't exist. But I took the time to go ahead and make one. It's not very long. It's got about 3 tiers. The first one and the last one are the smallest ones. Tier 2 and 3 are definitely by far the largest. I'm going to be honest, for most of these, I'm not going to get to show anything for obvious reasons. But for the first tier, I felt like I could show an image or 2 for each one. And that would be harmless. But anyways, first we have Never Broke a Bone, which is a subreddit in which you can only be part of it if you've never broken a bone. And you would say, well, why is this unhinged? Because they're serious. They will kick you out if they find out you've broken a bone. And a lot of people will post before they even have their x-rays. This may be my last day in the sub, and it's just pretty cute and unhinged of how serious people take this one. And I kind of like it, to be honest. And fun fact, I could be part of this one. I did not join. Maybe I should. I did not join it though, but I could be part of it. I have never broken a bone. I have sprained my thumb and my ankle, but I have got away with no breaks so far. Next up, we have Divorced Birds. This sub where people post pictures of birds and they have captions as if these birds are divorced or getting divorced. It's cute. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of cute. And it's just, you know, it's worth being mentioned. And then we have Our Fat Squirrel Hate. And I want to preface this by saying I did not take entirely too many screenshots of this one because I thought it was extra cute, and you better know it, okay? So basically, people just post pictures of fat squirrels being fat squirrels and or videos, and they're just like, you know, they're real upset about these fat squirrels, these gluttonous squirrels, and honestly, enough said. And then we have, last but not least, for our first tier, Cats Standing Up. It is what it says it is. It's photos and videos of cats standing up. Now, with that being said, you cannot caption or comment on a video or picture anything other than cat with a period, capital C-A-T period. This is the only thing you are allowed to type out in this sub, and just in general. Can't, anything else will be removed. You're not allowed. Sorry. And that's honestly, that's unhinged in the best way. I love it because that is one sub where you are never going to see an argument. That it's the only one I've ever heard of where you're just not going to see an argument because it's literally not possible, and I love it. Tier 2, we've got ChatGPT Jailbreak. This is a sub where basically people try to break the rules of ChatGPT. They try to push past its limits and get to the point to where it will say things and talk about things that it's not supposed to. That's about the gist of it. Honestly, unhinged, but not the craziest stuff we're going to get into. And next up, we have Pet Free. And I'm going to go ahead and link a couple of these together. We're going to put Pet Free and Child Free together because those are unhinged for the same reasons. Just because you don't want pets or just because you don't want pets or children does not mean you need to go around here acting crazy about other people having pets and children and being that upset about it. You need to calm down and go play Minecraft or something. I don't know what's wrong with you. Get over yourself. No one cares that you want to be pet free or child free, just like you don't care that other people want kids or pets. Actually, it sounds like you care, and you care way too much. Then we've got Our Nice Girls and Our Nice Guys. If you have not seen these, they are completely unhinged. And that is because the people that are being posted here are completely unhinged. These are people who need help. They have been through trauma, whether that be through their families or past relationships, and they have lost their ever-loving minds, okay? They do not know how to have a normal relationship with someone to save their life. And they talk to people like they're dogs. You know what? Like these in tier 1, probably totally safe to go check out. Just look it up. It makes you want to slap a hoe. Just gonna be totally honest with you. And I don't mean just girl hoes. I mean guy hoes too, because guys can also be hoes. Actually, guys just do be hoes. No offense. All right. And then we have regretful parents. I understand needing a place to talk about this. And it's not that I think that regretful parent sub shouldn't exist. It should exist. And yet they should have a place to talk about this. And I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't dig into this one too far because it's a bit heartbreaking. Either side you're on, I feel like, reading those. Whether you see it from the parent's perspective or the child's perspective, it's pretty sad. So we have the other woman. The fact that people are openly talking about that online, I guess they do it on TikTok and stuff too. And it's just like, I think we can all agree that it's unhinged to be the other woman to begin with, much less to get on the internet and talk about it. What are you doing? Let's go ahead and let's skip the next one and go on to our adultery. Again, what are you doing? And like, what are they doing? Like, it's really easy it's not easy. I take that back. It is not easy to get a divorce. It is not easy to end a relationship. But for me, in my head, I'm like, it is much easier than lying about one. That takes a lot of work, and that takes a lot of deceiving someone and being a real shit garbage person. Like, whether you're the cheater or you're the person helping cheat, you suck. And you probably shouldn't talk about it openly online. You should probably talk to a therapist about it and get out of the situation you're in, because you suck. You suck hard. Okay. And then the one I skipped is our incest isn't wrong. And no, I'm not joking. And I don't think the people in the sub are joking either. I did read a couple of these. Look, one of them I read. They sounded like a logical person other than what they were fighting for, until I got to the comments and somebody was like, oh, you're small, and then their ethnicity, and then they're like, I found that by clicking on your Reddit page, their post history, and there were literally naked pictures of them that they're posting to another sub or other subs, and I was like, look, I'm not going to judge or hate on anyone who posts naked pictures of themselves online, but like, if you're arguing for incest and doing that, I feel like that's just a double negative. What are we doing out here? Like, I feel like I no longer thought they were logical whatsoever in my mind, and the fact that they ever sounded logical to me with both of these things happening is just absolutely wild, and it kind of made me hate myself a little. Like, how dare you start to think this person may be logical? Anyways, that place is unhinged, and I'm sure you can understand why. And then last but not least, in tier 2, we have semen retention. I'm so sorry, I don't know what happened to the audio for this one, but semen retention is basically where they retain it in order to gain physical and mental benefits. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Okay, thanks. Sorry, I'm not sure what's up with this glare, but we're going to ignore it and move on to tier 3. So we're starting off tier 3 with RDPH, which is a sub where people abuse Benadryl. I struggled with where to put the drug use subs, but I ended up landing in tier 3. It just felt like they belonged in tier 3. So all the drug ones I found are going to be in this one. And this is the first one we have in that one. And it seems like people trip on these. If you're from my generation, you probably heard of robo tripping, or I feel like there was another one. I can't remember the other one, but I have a feeling this is a sort of thing that is happening here from looking at this sub. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Like, don't be young and stupid. It's not required. You can be young and dumb, but don't be young and stupid. It's not required. If you're a human being who's breathing and watching this, don't fucking do that. Okay, cool. Then we have our cars, dragons. It's as bad as it sounds. Yep. And then let's go ahead and add in with that. We have our dragons, cars. Also as bad as it sounds. Arguably, this one is much worse than the Cars Dragons one. Just my opinion. I'm gonna move quickly through the ones I have to bleep out because I don't want to get in trouble. So those are what they sound like, and they're terrible. Don't look it up. Or don't put your in that. This one's kind of fun. Honestly, you know, I put it in tier 3 because, you know, everyone shouldn't know about it, but at the same time, it's a little bit fun. It could be worse. But yeah, it's basically things that you shouldn't put it in. Let's take a walk back to the other one where we had our incest isn't wrong. I feel like that could also belong, like put that one in this one. Sorry. I'm going to hell. Okay, then we have our meth. People are doing it openly, discussing it openly. Makes me feel old to be like, back in my day. But I mean, maybe people were talking about it online back when I was a youngin'. But like, look, I come from one of the worst counties possible for this. And like, I remember the paranoia of people around me, and so it's just so weird to see a Reddit thread like this. And wild to me. Like, there's no way those people would not have been caught dead with their neighbor knowing, much less like strangers on the internet. But anyway, moving on. Our meat crayon. What I can tell from this one is I found a video where I will just explain it to you because there's no way I would show it to another living human being. A guy was riding a bike. Oh God, I'm cringing up just thinking about it. A guy was riding a bike and his knee started scraping the ground. It scraped it for like 3 feet. I swear to God, I'm tearing up because this is awful. Do not go to this sub because, yeah, some of them, you know, are not that bad, but watching this ruined the rest of my life, okay? Like, just, it's awful. It's so bad. And I'm sure with seeing that one, there are some on there that are much, much worse. I do not recommend meat crayon. Just don't. It'll be fine if you don't. Just don't. We have our sandy cheeks lore. Obviously, I'm bleeping these out. I'm trying to do so while speaking, and will also have done so in the iceberg. I kind of had to look this up. Apparently, we're going to use the word wiener. That vacuums. Okay, and that is mixed with sandy cheeks from SpongeBob. Just don't look it up. It's fine. You can live the rest of your life without seeing that. It's awful. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's horrible. I wish I hadn't seen it. Okay, I got scarred the day I was looking up stuff for this iceberg. I really did. And you know, this might sound not that bad, and it's in the grand scheme of things, it's probably not. When we get to the last tier, at least one of them really, really messed me up. So compared to that, not that bad, but also like, don't look it up. And then last but certainly not least, we have urinal cake life. And that is where people, look, I will put it the most like layman's term possible, I guess. People sniff urinal cakes. Apparently that's a thing. Again, don't do it. It's okay to be young and dumb. Not okay to be young and stupid. Do not do it. It's an incredibly bad idea. Now, there are people giving advice on how to do it, and that's kind of why I wish it didn't exist. Even though, I understand if you don't have advice, you might fuck up your whole life first time kind of way of looking at things. But just like, some people probably wouldn't know it existed if you would just shut the fuck up about it. Just don't let people know it exists. Thanks. Okay, and then we are moving on to tier 4. Now, tier 1 and 2, you know, I'm like, you can look that up if you want to. You know, tier 3, I'm like, if you're 35, you're allowed to take a peek, you know. Tier 4, I recommend absolutely no living, breathing human being go look at. Actually, you know what? The last one is the absolute fucking worst. Look, that's just how I'll say it. Like the other 4 that come before it, you know, if you absolutely had to go look it up, be my guest. I didn't tell you to look it up. I don't think you should, but the last one, poke your eyes out. Don't poke your eyes out. I didn't recommend that. That was not real. Do not go poke your eyes out, but do not go look at the last one. The last one should be illegal. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Okay, so let's start with our Jizzy carts. It hasn't been used in years, but it is still up. I don't know why, honestly, because it's known about that people just don't use it. But okay, so the carts are cartridges for old consoles. That's what the carts and Jizzy carts are. People probably realize that their cartridges are more important than this. It is where they do it on their old gaming cartridges from like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, wherever your mind takes you. That's what it. Yep. Anyways, it's still up, hasn't been posted to in years. Next we have our cause penis. I hope I'm allowed to say that word online. It's the technical term. Don't start with me. It is cosplay with that part. It's not cute. It's not cute. It's there. It's a thing. Don't recommend. Okay, then we have our on figurines, and I'm not sure if I should have. We may do some bleepity bleeps on that because I'm not sure if that is a word I'm going to get in trouble for, but it's people going on figurines, and there are videos and there are pictures, and it is disturbing to me personally. I get that obviously there are people who are into this, but to me it felt a little bit disturbing and it hurt to look at. Okay, moving on. Butt Sharpies. Probably the one in this one that I'm most comfortable with. I don't know why. Don't judge me. It is exactly what it sounds like, and it can range from 1 Sharpie to 6 Sharpies. I don't know why this one doesn't bother me as much as the other ones in this tier, but it does not for some reason. Look, that sounds like I've not done this. Just to be totally clear, that's not why. That's not why. I think I just, for some reason, find it less disturbing. I don't know why. I can't tell you. Shut up. Nobody asked. All right. We have the absolute worst one I found. The one that has scarred me for an incredibly long time. I cannot take jokes the same way in my Discord servers anymore. It's the female inferiority cap. Not only do I think that you do not need to go look at this one, I want it wiped off the face of the earth and no part of its existence to ever be known to man or womankind. It is, I'll see if I can read to you what it says it is, but what it is trauma. It's traumatic. I've seen someone say, well, if it didn't exist, 5 more of them will pop up, and maybe that's true, but just keep getting rid of them. Here we go. It says it's a misogyny sub. The cap in the name is for caption. Maybe strong themes and edishes here. In real life, here you can post captions about incest. Don't even feel like I can read the rest of this without getting in trouble. I'm gonna skip some lines. Keeping women in a position of objectification, sexualization, you know what I'm trying to say, and inferiority. I'm not even this is the only reason I opened that again was to read it to you. I scrolled down further than I should have in absolute horror at the fact that it existed. It's still there. Don't. If you go look at that, we can't be friends. We can't be friends. Anyways, that is the end of our tier list. I really appreciate you hanging out and watching if you stayed to the end. If you'd like to give me a like or a sub, I would appreciate that. If you would not like to do that, well then I'll just try again next time. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.